Atletico replaced Costa, Haaland on City's list, Schalke avoid a stunning record, a transfer roundup, and today's Emoji Mondays all coming up in the next few minutes as I am your host Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first up, Atletico Madrid have replaced the outgoing Diego Costa. Now he's a free agent. They've brought in Moussa Dembele. Well, certainly they've agreed to bring him in from Lyon. Now, over the last few seasons, Dembele's had a pretty good record in Liga, scoring at least 20 goals for the French side. But this year, things haven't gone so well. There have been a few injuries which have set him back, and at the moment, he's actually got a broken arm, which should see him return to action at the end of January. As for Diego Simeone's side, well, they have got Luis Suarez, who's doing very, very well at his new club. But aside from that, they're going to need not only a few players to give Luis Suarez a rest, but also a few more goals coming the end of the season. At the moment, Atletico Madrid are doing a very good job at leading the La Liga title race. They're out of the Copa del Rey competition, unfortunately, but they do have the knockout stages of the Champions League to look forward to, and they're going to need some firepower. Yes, Diego Costa brings a certain amount of firepower, but it's not exactly the power that you want. With Dembele, if they can get him in, maybe even sometimes alongside Luis Suarez, they're going to have more options in attack. With João Felix in behind and creating all sorts of opportunities, you'd probably think that Dembele will get his fair share of goals. The reason why they've gone for him over someone like Willian Jose from Real Sociedad or from Arkadiusz Milik from Napoli is that the loan deal is with an option to buy at the end of the season, not an obligation to buy. Had someone like Jose or Arkadiusz Milik not done a good job, they still would have had to shell out the money for him. But the deal with Lyon for Moussa Dembele means that if he does badly, he'll just go back to the French side. And if he does really well, they can pay a total of 33 million euros to bring him in full time. But talking of strikers who can make an impact, we're moving on to Erling Haaland. Of course we are, because with 19 goals in 16 appearances this season and 25 in 25 Bundesliga games in his whole career, he's a stunning centre forward, and it's no wonder why Manchester City are interested in him. Not only this, but his father, Erling Haaland, also played for Manchester City, so there's a bit of a family connection there. Now, the reason Manchester City are linked with him is that they have a clause in Jadon Sancho's contract which could help them negotiate with Dortmund. When Sancho moved to Borussia Dortmund in 2017, a 15% sell-on clause was included in the sale. This means that if Borussia Dortmund are willing to sell Sancho for around £120 million, the sell-on agreement could be worth around 18 million. So when it comes to negotiating this deal, City could waive or renegotiate this, meaning that Dortmund will get to keep the 18 million provided that they manage to get 120 million for Sancho's services, and well, it will look good on Manchester City as they go in to try and sign Erling Haaland. At the moment, and we've spoken about it quite a lot recently, Sergio Aguero's future is not necessarily up in the air. It's just that he's coming to the end of his contract. He's injured quite a lot, and even if he does stay for another season or two, eventually Manchester City will have to replace him. At the moment, outside of Aguero, the only other striker in the first team squad is Gabriel Jesus. When he's not fit or not playing or resting or whatever, he's on the bench, they've got the likes of Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne and Ferran Torres who fill in that central role in the attack, but still, it's not the same as having an out-and-out striker there. When it comes to complete strikers, Haaland's up there with the best in the world. He's got all the abilities to do absolutely everything, and like I said, at age 20, he's only going to get better. And then you put him under one of the best coaches in the world, Pep Guardiola. This could be a phenomenal signing for City. Moving on then, and to Schalke, and you've probably heard that they're doing a very bad job of it in the Bundesliga. In fact, it's been a year since they last won until this weekend. Avoiding breaking the record and going 32 games without a win, they managed to beat Hoffenheim, and not only beat Hoffenheim, absolutely smashed them 4-0, with American Matthew Hopper not only getting his first few goals to the club, bagging a hat-trick in just his 7th appearance and becoming the first American to score a hat-trick in the Bundesliga. All 3 of his goals were set up by Amin Harry, who then went on to grab the 4th. And honestly, after a dreadful year for Schalke, which has seen them on their 4th coach of the season already, this is finally a little bit of good news. I mean, can you actually imagine watching your team not win for 31 consecutive league games? Like, in between their last victory and this victory, there's been the outbreak of a global pandemic, a lockdown, coming out of lockdown somewhat, going back into lockdown, Donald Trump's left office, and my God, they still hadn't won a game until this weekend. It's been one hell of a year for Schalke fans, and if anyone deserves a victory, it's them. I mean, imagine this in the Premier League. The last team who did this was Derby County, who went a stunning 32 games without a victory and finished on just 11 points in the 2007-2008 season. I'm sorry, Derby fans, for bringing that up, especially on a weekend where they lost to Chorley in the FA Cup. Next up then, a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where the latest Manchester United outcast to be offered to Inter Milan is Jesse Lingard. Juventus have been offered the chance to sign Juventus have been given the chance to sign Aston Villa midfielder Douglas Luiz. Napoli are still chasing Kieran Tierney, despite the fact he chose Arsenal over them last summer. And lastly but not least, West Ham United, after selling Sebastian Haller, are interested in two of Real Madrid's forwards on loan, both Luka Jovic and Mariano Diaz. Moving on then to your Friday feels. This is where you guys left your predictions in the comments section on Friday's Daily News, and here we've got a few of the correct ones. Don't worry if I didn't read yours out, even though it was correct. I just don't have time to read all of them out. First up, and Danny Cool correctly guessed that AC Milan would score 2 goals against Torino, and they did in a 2-0 victory. Craig Norman guessed that Millwall would win 2-0 against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. And lastly but not least, Jill Spartan guessed that Gladbach would win over Bayern. Finally then, this week's Emoji Mondays. This is where we on OneFootball throw a couple of emojis down over some of the weekend's hottest footballing action, and I've already mentioned quite a few stunning players and results, so let's go through a few more. First off, the best player of the weekend. I mentioned Amin Harry getting 3 assists and a goal for Schalke, but also Antoine Griezmann. He gets a lot of shit, and don't get me wrong, I've given him a bit of shit on this channel when he hasn't really performed. So at the weekend, him and Messi linked up beautifully. He grabbed 2 goals and then got an assist for Messi in the 4-0 win at Granada, and Griezmann really had a stunning game. Next up, and the craziest moment of the weekend, this could also have been best result, is Crawley, League 2 Crawley beating Leeds United 3-0 in the FA Cup, whilst having a reality TV star come on for the last few minutes. It's wild. Check it out on the internet. And lastly but not least, the best result. There were loads of them over the weekend. I've mentioned most of them in this video, but for me, Gladbach against Bayern Munich. They were 2-0 down against Bayern Munich and turned it around to win 3-2. A stunning result. That's all from me for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.